Greetings, Calcon. My name is Shelley Shepherd Gray, and I'm an author, a lover of libraries, a reader, and a brand new Colorado resident. I am so very delighted to participate in your 2020 Calcon conference and represent my publisher, Blackstone. It's also my honor that they have invited me to represent them to introduce your award ceremony. So thank you so much for allowing me to be here. First of all, I need to tell you that I just love libraries. Not only did a very special librarian back in Houston, Texas, introduce me to my very first library book, which was The Little Match Girl, but over my 20 years of publishing, they have just been so welcoming to me. I visited lots and lots and lots of libraries. I really enjoy just being in the buildings and getting to know patrons and being able to thank librarians for all their support. I can't tell you the number of times that a reader has come up to me and said, I didn't even know who Shelley Shepherd Gray was till a librarian gave me one of your books. So for that, I am truly grateful for everyone that has taken the time to do something like that, or for you to recommend any author's books. Now, as many of you know, Blackstone is one of the founding members of the audiobook industry. And since 1987, Blackstone has been pleased to support small, medium, and large libraries. The audiobook industry continues to evolve, and Blackstone is committed to continuing to offer high-quality audiobooks, including easy ordering via blackstonelibrary.com, physical processing services, MARC records, outstanding customer service, and cost-saving plans to fit ever-changing budgets. One big evolution in the audiobook industry was Recorded Books' recent announcement to exclusively partner with Blackstone to provide their physical audiobooks. Blackstone is committed to continuing to offer librarians the ability to order audiobooks. I know I'm so glad about that. I've had the pleasure to get to know the Blackstone Territory Manager for Colorado. Her name is Amanda Cram. She's very knowledgeable and professional, and I can attest she's also super friendly. So if you would stop by her booth, I'm sure she'd be delighted to talk to you. And she also is going to be happy to give you one of my e-galleys, which is fantastic. I'm so excited. I just love Blackstone. The publishing world can be really daunting for authors. The whole team at this publisher works so hard to develop win-win solutions and navigate all the complexities that abound in this industry. All of their teamwork working together has just made my life as an author easier. It's helped readers get just some really fantastic fiction, and I think all of us are being able to just listen to some really amazing stories. Well, obviously, I wish I could be there in person. Instead, I'm sitting here in my office, and I guess I can't help but to let y'all know that today is book release day for me. It's my newest book is called Take the Lead, and it's the second book in the Dance With Me series for Blackstone. And what's kind of fun about this series is it takes place, it centers around some three sisters in Ohio, and they get to know each other. They form a whole big community, and they just happen to each take ballroom dancing lessons. I've written this whole series since I've been here in Colorado Springs, And my poor husband, next thing he knew, we were hiking around the beautiful mountains. I was dragging him to a ballroom dance studio to learn how to rumba. So anyway, he could tell you that rumbaing isn't so bad. I think he'd rather waltz like they're doing in this book. But I hope you might give this the free book that they're offering a try, and I hope you'll enjoy it no matter what. Thank you all so much for allowing me to be part of this award ceremony. I wish y'all a wonderful conference, and to all the winners, congratulations. Wishing you all many blessings today. Thank you again.
Welcome to the 2020 Cal Awards presentation. I'm Catherine Weedley, chair of the committee. Usually, when we call to let somebody know that they've won one of these awards, they say, "I don't deserve this award." This year, we did not hear that. Instead, we heard, everybody deserves an award. And they're not wrong. We have given more than we possibly thought we could this year, and our journeys are far from over. We have 3 awards this year that are new. They are Distinction in Library Services, Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, and Innovative Spaces. We also have a unique award to give out this year, Special Recognition of Leadership During a Pandemic. These successes that we have in our library community are important. We have had wins this year. And these winners are a wonderful representation of what we can accomplish and what we will accomplish. Congratulations. The next award goes to Helen I. Reed of the James Michener Library at the University of Northern Colorado for Distinction in Library Services. Jane Blodgett of the same library says, Helen was a major advocate and active with the development and implementation of the Colorado Digitization Project, one of the earliest cooperative digitization efforts in Colorado. She taught me patience when handling personnel issues. She helped me explore solutions and see the many possible outcomes. And she listened to me when I just needed to fetch.
Hello, everyone. I'm Helen Reed, and I'm honored and humbled to be the first recipient of the Cal Distinction in Library Services Award. During my 30 years as a library leader in Colorado, it has been gratifying to dedicate my efforts to support the work of my colleagues in the libraries at the University of Northern Colorado and in all types of libraries and library organizations across the state. Our efforts have resulted in an amazing network of library resources and services that continue to enhance the lives of the citizens of Colorado. I am proud to have had a small part in fostering that work. I want to thank Jane Blodgett, the Associate Dean of Libraries at UNC, for nominating me for this award, and I want to thank the many colleagues who have been partners at the local, state, and national level. It is our collective effort that has enabled us to accomplish so much. Looking back from retirement, I'm grateful for the support of my family, friends, and colleagues through the years. And again, I thank you for this honor.
The Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Award goes to Colorado Black Library Association. This is what Kira Hahn from Douglas County Libraries has to say. Our board members have worked within their respective library organizations to assist in bringing forth discussions around equity, diversity, and inclusion concerns for consideration to organizational leaderships of various library districts within the state. These efforts were welcome and embraced by some libraries and received opposition to diversity efforts from other libraries. CBLA continues on their path, recognizing the importance and need for Black voices in librarianship within the state.
On behalf of the Colorado Black Library Association, I want to thank Cal for this prestigious award. We are grateful to be recognized as an organization that has committed their time and profession to the advancement and recognition of Black, Indigenous, people of color librarians and staff.
The Innovative Spaces Award goes to Antonio Guiona of Boulder Public Library. This is what Joseph Montalbano from Studio Trope has to say. The existing restrooms at the Boulder Main Public Library had outlived their useful life, and Boulder provided funding for their renovation. Rather than simply modernizing the restroom fixtures and finishes, Antonio saw an opportunity to reinvent the entire restroom experience by introducing the all-inclusive restrooms. This bold approach required conviction, as it did not conform to prevailing cultural and social expectations about what citizens have come to expect relative to public restrooms. To achieve an experience that is truly welcoming to all required both the introduction of all-inclusive restrooms and the means to maintain gender-specific restrooms. Despite some challenging design decisions, her vision was achieved. Now, the behavior within the restrooms has improved, and the patrons are proud of these all-inclusive spaces, including local art.
Library users and the Library Commission strongly supported and advocated for this project. Redesigning our restrooms posed a significant challenge because it's a space where people's feelings on privacy and security are enshrined in social expectations and rigid preferences. Our entire leadership team saw this project as a no-brainer, which speaks to the courage and innovation of our organization. Beyond impacting the user experience, an innovative, beautiful, and purposeful space can transform one's ideas, opinions, and attitude. Bringing life to our renovation was made possible by the whole BPL team, many of whom asked good questions, researched the history of restrooms, and spurred civil dialogue about public spaces. Studio Trope took our aspirations and, despite numerous hurdles, helped us transform it into a beautiful and iconic design. The library is above all the great equalizer, and I am incredibly honored to have led a unique initiative that embodies innovation of space in the most essential of spaces, the public restroom in a public library. Thank you for recognizing our work.
Partnership of the Year Award goes to Lauren Arnold of Garfield County Libraries for her Business and Breakfast Economic and Small Business Development Series. Communications and Marketing Manager Emily Heisel has this to say. Being on the Western Slope, our small business community is critical to the success of our economy and community as a whole. However, it is generally more difficult for business owners to have access to the training and resources that similar small businesses can get in the cities on the other side of the Continental Divide. Lauren Arnold, branch manager of the Glenwood Springs Library, saw this gap as an opportunity to position her library as a critical resource for local business owners and entrepreneurs. When businesses were temporarily shutting down, Lauren and the business and breakfast team were ramping up. They went from producing one in-person event per month to producing 4 online events per month. Furthermore, the topics chosen specifically addressed the ramifications of COVID-19 on the local climate. Their efforts have given an important lifeline to many who have struggled with getting relevant and reliable information in a tumultuous time. The online business and breakfast events have cultivated a dialogue when many could not leave their homes nor get in person to figure out their next course of action. Plus, these trainings remain accessible on the Garfield County Library's YouTube page so that anyone who have missed a critical topic can go back and learn at their convenience. This partnership has already impacted critical local businesses and amplified their efforts to survive and grow.
Thank you to the Cal Awards Committee for choosing Business and Breakfast, a program from the Glenwood Springs branch of Garfield County Libraries, for your Partnership of the Year Award. At Business and Breakfast, each partner makes the program a success in their own way. The library creates the advertisements and hosts the event. Our local paper, the Post Independent, gets the word out to the entire county by publishing ads. The Glenwood Springs Chamber has knowledge of the needs of local businesses as well as a perfectly tailored email list. Local website creation and marketing expert Blizzard Press brings small business and marketing expertise. Colorado Mountain College provides experts and ideas we never thought of. And River Blend Coffee House provides the breakfast in Business and Breakfast. When COVID-19 hit, we realized that our business community needed support more than ever, so we pivoted to virtual programming. It was admittedly not easy, but it was well worth it as we were able to make a real difference to our business community during a difficult time. I'm looking forward to continuing our partnership to keep Business and Breakfast a must-attend program for our business community.
The Lucy Schweers Award for Excellence in Support Services was created by the Schweers family in recognition of Lucy and for all those who work in libraries performing essential duties whose titles may not be librarian, but their hearts and minds certainly are. The winner of this year's Lucy Schweers Award for Excellence in Support Services is Sarah Vaughn of the James A. Michener Libraries at the University of Northern Colorado. This is what Jane Blodgett of the same library had to say about Sarah. If I only had to think about her work in January and February of this year, it would be worthy of nomination. Then March came. In a matter of days, Sarah helped create a plan for addressing the pandemic and the closing of campus, including the 2 library buildings, sending home dozens of staff home to work. She facilitated lending laptops to students who needed technology at home to complete their classwork. She works extra shifts after campus was closed to make sure the students who needed technology had access to it. Sarah developed a plan for offering curbside pickup, which started the Monday after the stay-at-home order was lifted. Sarah assisted in writing an FAQ document to make sure students, faculty, and staff had answers to their library-related questions. She has helped develop our reopening plan, working closely with staff in creating a document that acknowledges the realities of opening a busy academic library and maintaining current health and safety protocols. And through all of this, she has continued to supervise the Access Services staff and make sure they understood what was happening on campus, in the library, and in their department. I can say with all honesty, I don't know how the UNC's university libraries would have made it through the semester without Sarah's hard work and guidance. She is a true leader. She demonstrates the very best values of a librarian, and she is, to me, the best example of how libraries could not function without support staff.
Hello, I'm Sarah Vaughn, and I'm honored to receive the Lucy Schweers Award. I work at the University of Northern Colorado, the same place Lucy worked, and while I didn't have the pleasure of knowing her, I understand she was a true professional. I've had a great career in libraries because of the people I've worked with. They've welcomed me, taught me, challenged me, regardless of my credentials. Library employees of all kinds can help shape the future of our profession, and I believe that supporting people in all roles, finding out what could make libraries better and better places to work, could help diversify our profession in meaningful ways. So thank you to Cal for sponsoring this award. I'm thrilled to receive it, and have a great conference.
The first of the Outstanding Library Trustee of the Year award goes posthumously to Dorothy Peisel of Arapahoe Libraries. This is what Rachel Bandy from the Arapahoe Library District Board of Trustees has to say about Dorothy. Dorothy served as an Arapahoe Library District trustee for over 10 years until her unexpected passing on May 17, 2020. Dorothy was a private person, not one to talk much about herself, even amongst a friendly board such as ALD's. It was only after she missed our May 19th board meeting by way of Zoom that we learned she had passed away from a terminal illness she had been quietly battling for some time. Dorothy served proudly, yet humbly, representing the interests and needs of her community for whom library services could have been easily forgotten or have overshadowed amongst the 8 larger ALD branches. The branch in her community is literally attached to the Deer Trail School. As the community needs grew and changed over the years, Dorothy worked toward the goal of building a new school and new public library for her rural community. For 10 years, rain or shine, she made the 2-hour round-trip drive to attend monthly board meetings. For 10 years, she provided insight, suggestions, leadership, and dedication to serving the Eastern Plains. In September 2019, the newly built Deer Trail School and Public Library were open and ready to expand their offerings as community cornerstones. When I congratulated her on her tireless work coming to fruition, she seemed genuinely surprised and a bit embarrassed. She just smiled and replied, "Yeah, it turned out nice, didn't it?" Sometimes people serve on boards to really serve their own self-interests, not Dorothy. Her service on the ALD board was never about her. It was about her community. True to form, I learned from Dorothy's obituary that her final request was donations to the Arapaho Friends of the Library in lieu of memorial flowers. Typical Dorothy. Our second award for Outstanding Library Trustee for 2020 goes to John Kruger of the Estes Valley Library District. This is what Claudine Perot of the Estes Valley Library District has to say about John. When John's expertise was sought out by statewide planners, he did not hesitate to volunteer his assistance, providing expertise towards the professional development needs of fellow library trustees in the state of Colorado. When John learned that Cal sought to reinvigorate dedicated trustee programs, he led presentations on board governance in 2018, library budgets in 2019, and made recommendation on proposals for the conference trustees track. John never shies away from an opportunity to bring joy to his fellow readers and library lovers. When we chose a book about Doc Holliday for our One Book Valley signature series, John, an avid bridge player, portrayed a real-life faro dealer at our gala reception in full Western attire, showing would-be gamblers how to place their bets, just like it was 1878. Combined with his many hours of volunteer service, John is one of our most generous and consistent financial donors. And beyond his service as a board member, he stays actively involved in library events as a regular participant in book discussions and civic dialogues. On a daily basis, John even magnifies library messaging with his personal Facebook presence. There is no substitute for the leadership of a creative and seasoned public servant. John is steady and passionate advocate for public libraries and their tremendous potential. We are grateful for this opportunity to award Outstanding Library Trustee to John Kruger.
I am honored to have been nominated by those who know me well and with whom I've worked closely at the Estes Valley Public Library District. We have been very fortunate to have had wonderfully well-informed and dedicated Board of Trustee members for many years, as well as the best library director in the state, in my humble opinion. To receive the Trustee of the Year award from Cal was not in my consideration, and I am humbled in being selected. This year has been especially rewarding to have the privilege to participate in planning CalCon's trustee program for 2020. I believe strongly in well-informed and educated nonprofit boards and encourage all who accept this important role for our libraries to take advantage of every opportunity to excel in their responsibilities.
Project of the Year award goes to Elizabeth Gray of Spanish Peaks Library District for Trivia Nights. This is what she has to say. This project began with a simple mission to meet our patrons where they already are and provide them with a fun library program experience. Our patrons are busy, and taking our services and programs outside our physical library has been a great opportunity to engage with new library users, especially adults. What makes SPLD Trivia Night different from others? Well, I wasn't just going to read questions off a Trivial Pursuit card or Google Answers. I do what any good librarian does. I use library resources. Trivia participants can show their library card to the trivia master and receive an extra point. We offer the hints ahead of time, and patrons are encouraged to use library resources to study up. We display trivia hints on the SPLD Facebook page, website, or physically in the library. Trivia nights have gone above and beyond all of my expectations, and I have been wowed by the community support. Library use, circulation, and ebook use has increased, and I attribute that rise to trivia nights. We had a rise in signing people up for library cards as well.
Thank you so much for this recognition. Library Trivia Nights are a project that I am very proud to have launched. The program has exceeded all of my expectations, and I have been amazed by the community support. I'd like to thank Crafty Canary Brewery in Walsenburg, Colorado, for offering us an inclusive space to launch this program for the community. I would like to thank the Spanish Peaks Library District Board of Trustees for their endless support. And I'd like to thank the wonderful Spanish Peaks Library District employees, Andrew, Sherry, Anne, Victoria, Melanie, and Laura. Thank you for all of your hard work. Thank you.
The Jean Mayo Award for Excellency in Adult Literacy goes to Charlotte McLean of the Basalt Regional Library. The Jean Mayo Award was created by the Mayo family to honor and recognize their loved one, Jean Mayo, who was a tremendous supporter of literacy. This is what Kathy Click, Development and Community Outreach Coordinator of Basalt Regional Libraries, has to say about Mrs. McLean. Charlotte McLean has proved to be the most resilient of librarians. With all the live concerts canceled for the rest of 2020, her focus immediately turned to her fellow local musicians. Supporting them by providing a venue for virtual programs was at the top of her priority list. She explored and partnered with our local community television station to broadcast performances from the library's community room and is reinventing the truncated music series that she created. Concerts are set to begin by summer's end. Mrs. McLean is a treasure. She is an ambassador extraordinaire for our library, bringing kindness, expertise, and artistic excellence to all her work here. Whether it is checking out books, conversing with a longtime music lover, or helping a newcomer feel at home in the library, she is an exceptional and quite unique librarian. Charlotte McLean.
Hello to all members of the Colorado Association of Libraries. I'm Charlotte McLean, the coordinator of music programs at the Basalt Regional Library. I am deeply honored to have been selected to receive the Jean Mayo Award of Adult Literacy for the year of 2020. As you might imagine, my lifelong passion has been music, and the Basalt Library has afforded me the opportunity to share that passion with our community. 10 years ago, we established a series of concerts to provide our community with excellent quality music throughout the year. In addition, a few years later, we added a children's series in collaboration with the Aspen Music Festival and School. Our roster of performers includes musicians from the Valley and from the nation, and they perform for us a variety of genre that meets the heterogeneous needs of our community. I wouldn't be receiving this award without the strong support of our directors, our staff, our board members, my husband, and the amazing people in our community. They've been wonderful to give us added encouragement when we needed it, particularly in this past few months. As we all know, it's not been easy. I also would like to make a very special thanks to Kathy Click, who is the development coordinator, for nominating me for this award. When the COVID-19 struck our community and forced the library to close, my immediate goal was to keep the music series alive. Through collaboration with the Aspen Grassroots TV station, we will continue to provide our community with a pre-recorded virtual concerts, thus continuing music legacy despite the forces of nature. Again, thank you, Cal, for the honor you have bestowed upon our library.
Maria Loki of Clear Creek County Libraries is the winner of the 2020 Unsung Hero Award. This is what Libby Kaplan of Clear Creek County Libraries has to say. Maria's light continues to shine brightly in our organization and our community. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Maria volunteered to offer her Niños Learning Español classes over video, made masks for our staff and patrons, and has been instrumental in shifting our internal processes for our changed services. While our nomination of Maria is in great part about the wonderful work she does, it is equally about what she means to all of us. She is the first person to offer help, and she is the first person many of our staff go to with questions. As many patrons have told us, her warm smile and friendly demeanor make coming to the library a truly joyful experience. Many adjust their schedules to visit when she is working. No matter how busy she is always able to make time to talk and listen, and a simple conversation with her is likely to improve your day. She finds the positive in every situation and rarely complains, even through hard times and periods of adversity. She inspires many of us to be better every day.
Hi, this is Maria Loki from Clear Creek County Library District. I've been working at the library for 11 years. I love my job because it's a great opportunity for me to learn and to grow as a person and as an employee. I'd like to thank the director, the staff, and patrons for the nomination of the Unsung Hero Award. It's such an honor to be selected by the Colorado Association of Libraries for this award. Thank you so much for recognizing me.
Library Volunteer of the Year goes to Florence Winslow Jones of the Colorado State Library. This is what Virginia Innes of the Colorado State Publications Library has to say about Florence. Florence provides high-level professional skills and thousands of hours volunteering at the Colorado State Publications Library. Florence is the best kind of volunteer. She brings 40 years of experience cataloging for university libraries, has a deep knowledge of cataloging rules and processes. She is personable, diligent, committed to the library, displays initiative and drive, and needs no supervision. Florence has volunteered for the Colorado State Library for over a decade. She has an incredible work ethic and a huge sense of responsibility. For example, she will often shuffle her home responsibilities so she can come in to do a time-sensitive task. Florence endures a 4-hour round-trip commute to volunteer at the State Library. To justify that commute time, she works long hours on the day she comes in. In the last 3 fiscal years, she has volunteered over 3,500 hours. Florence's cheerful can-do attitude makes her willing to take on jobs that are not so intellectually challenging. In 2012, we moved a portion of our collection off-site for storage. Florence helped with changing the massive project. Once the items were moved, we decided to do an inventory to make sure documents were in the location the record said they were. Florence took care of all the problems the inventory found. Her work ensured the inventory was complete and problems were resolved in a timely manner. I could go on about the skills Florence has and the tasks she does, but it is clear that she is an extraordinary volunteer and that she deserves this award. It is an honor and pleasure to have Florence volunteering for the Colorado State Publications Library.
What a surprise this award was. I didn't know a statewide library volunteer award existed. Thank you to my Colorado State Publications library colleagues for their support. I feel honored, but even as I accept this award, I am not sure one person should be singled out to be thanked. I know that hundreds of library volunteers in Colorado deserve this honor as much as I. Let's be grateful to all the volunteers who help libraries serve their communities better. Thank you for the Library Volunteer of the Year Award.
This is Diane LaPierre, Director of the Loveland Public Library and co-chair of the Cal Legislative Committee. The Cal Legislative Committee has nominated Representative Julie McCluskey as the Cal Legislator of the Year for 2019-2020. Representative McCluskey currently serves in her first term as the state representative for House District 61, covering Delta, Lake, Gunnison, Pitkin, and Summit counties. She's passionate about public education and spent a dozen years working in Summit School District, providing exceptional district leadership in strategic communications and community engagement. She was dedicated to leading the district's efforts to close the achievement gap and worked to ensure that all students had access to top-notch education. She spent several years working at the state capitol, serving as the Director of Communications for former Lieutenant Governor Joseph Garcia during Hickenlooper's first term. McCluskey played a key role in Colorado's implementation of Colorado Reads 2013, the Early Literacy Initiative, launching Colorado Literacy Week and the One Book for Colorado statewide program. Her skills as a facilitator and liaison were key in the orchestration of statewide tours, numerous community conversations, and public events across the state. She believes the success of Colorado's education initiative relies on meaningful private-public partnerships built through consistent and strategic community outreach. She serves on the Joint Budget Committee and is the chair of the Appropriations Committee. The Cal Legislative Committee appreciates her support for funding for the State Grants for Library program and her strong commitment to literacy, education, and community. We are thrilled to honor Representative Julie McCluskey as the Cal Legislator of the Year for 2019-2020. The award for special recognition of leadership during a pandemic goes to Crystal Schimpf of the Colorado State Library. Linda Tilson from Eagle Valley Library District was one of her nominators. She said, "As facilitator of the Colorado Public Library Directors meetings, Crystal began convening the Colorado Library Directors frequently. The Special Recognition of Leadership During a Pandemic Award goes to Crystal Schimpf of Colorado State Library. Linda Tilson, Eagle Valley Library District, nominated Crystal, and this is what she has to say. As facilitator of the Colorado Public Library Directors meetings, Crystal began convening these meetings frequently online so directors could share information, learn from what others were doing, and offer support to one another. Crystal was always prepared, made sure everyone had a chance to speak, and guided discussions so they remained productive."
I would like to thank Cal for this special recognition of leadership during a pandemic. I can honestly say that I never could have anticipated this award. I don't think I'm alone in saying I had not imagined living and working through this type of global health crisis when I began my career as a librarian. I know I'm not alone in showing leadership during this crisis. I've watched as Colorado's library workers have stepped up to do their personal best, meeting the needs of their communities with special attention to safety and with new approaches to service. I see you all, and I would like to share some of this honor with you. It is a true honor to be recognized in this way, and I thank the public library directors and others who nominated me. I'm proud to be able to do meaningful work for Colorado's public libraries and to be a part of the library development team at the State Library. Thank you again for this special recognition.
Hello, my name is Ryan Buller and I am the Cal President. Each year, the Cal President's Award is issued by the Cal President to a deserving individual or group whom exemplify the spirit, commitment to service, and exemplary work that personify the field of librarianship. This is an award that Cal Presidents hold dear, as it is our opportunity to personally recognize and thank a deserving colleague. This year's Cal President's Award is being given to all of the staff at the Colorado State Library for their incredible leadership during the coronavirus pandemic that closed so many of our institutions around the state of Colorado. Throughout the pandemic, we have witnessed the staff at the Colorado State Library keeping us informed, engaged, and focused on how we could transition our services to meet the changing needs of our patrons. The guidance provided to our libraries through the different stages of our state's orders and how libraries could operate safely within those stages was crucial to many of our institutions. Whether public or school library, and rural towns or metropolitan centers, the staff at the Colorado State Library have consistently provided guidance and support throughout the pandemic. While this award is recognizing their incredible work during the pandemic, I would be remiss to not recognize that this level of service and care was not unique just to the timeline of the pandemic. Rather, it is an extension of the incredible work they have been doing for years. Once it is safe to do so, I will be delivering the award to the State Library. I hope to have the opportunity to thank each of you for your exemplary commitment to Colorado, to the libraries of our state, and to the wonderful people who work in them. Congratulations, and thank you for all that you do.